I don't know. Don't care. We're just gonna ride with it. That's the essence of going live. So, hi everyone, it's me, Amari Jazz, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's live, we're going to be talking about sustainable fashion and how to shop responsibly. If you're interested, keep watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. Stick around for more information on my Patreon at the end of this live session. And yeah, so let's get into it. So, me personally, when it comes to sustainable fashion, in all honesty, in the beginning of me hearing it, I thought it was just a fad. I thought it was just something that it was a buzzword people were just talking about just because it was trendy. And I didn't really understand the importance of sustainability and what it meant for the whole fashion world as a whole. So now my approach is basically shop sustainable, shop responsible when you can and if you can afford it. And this for me is how it looks. I love thrifted clothes and I shop thrifted clothes because I feel like one, thrifted pieces are extremely unique. They're extremely sustainable, and not sustainable in the sense of like they're made with authentic materials, but they're sustainable in the sense that they will last the test of time. I feel like we all know that I don't even say Levi's, but if you buy a pair of jeans, if you get a 2002 pair of jeans and get a 2025 pair of jeans and like have them grow through like all the tests and trials, it won't last. You know, the 2025 pair of jeans won't last. And I feel like that just comes to just the rise of capitalism and the rise of just these big corporations just simply not caring anymore about the quality of our clothes. And I feel like they don't care anymore because we as consumers don't hold them to the standard as if they should care. Like, we spend all of our money in brands and places because one, we can afford them. Like, Shein is the #1 fast fashion retailer, not because its clothes is unique, not because its clothes are so fashion forward. It's because they are cheap, and these big corporations know that Americans can afford, or not even just Americans, but people nowadays can afford to buy quality clothes. They can afford to spend $30 on a pair of jeans or $20 on the top. So they go to Shein where they spend $20 and get 5 tops and 2 pair of jeans. And they have just been marking on that. And I guess for them, on a business perspective, is like, why should I spend all this money on these materials and making it be good quality and long lasting and have it be made and crafted and put together in an ethical way, when I could just not do half of that and still make the same return, if not double. And I feel like that's why we see the rise in just these corporations just doing whatever they do and preaching sustainability and doing these like sustainable campaigns and things like that. But you know, there's no real effort in changing, because at the end of the day, whether it's a fashion brand, beauty brand, uh children's brand, the main goal and the what keeps the business afloat is the money. And if they don't have to, you know, really maintain any type of standard with their consumers, or within, if everyone just cares about the aesthetic, if the main, because I feel like nowadays when shopping, brands just prioritize staying on trend, because we see how a lot of brands, well, I've seen how a lot of brands, you know, whenever I do my deep dives, is the reason why majority of them didn't last the same time, the reason why they're not around anymore, is because they weren't able to adapt to the trends. And I feel like what these designers are doing is trying, not designers, but these brands, and what they're doing is trying to maintain, you know, not even to be ahead, but just on trend with what's going on. I feel like they're doing away with the regular brands, you know, they're doing away with trying to be ahead of the curve or starting something new or being creative or having a unique brand or anything like that. I think what they're doing is just, how can I stay on top of TikTok? What's popping on TikTok? What's popping on Instagram? How can I stay up on that? And that's what we see with these brands. And for me, I feel like that's sad, you know? Like, I feel like when we go into Zara or when we go into H&M or when we go to Shein, there is no identity. of any of these brands. There's no identity, there's no anything. It's just what's popping and what's trending so I can stay alive. And I feel like that is what has caused fashion to lose, its funness. And that's why so many people are obsessed with Y2K fashion or just fashion and from brands back in the day, because it was a lot more unique. If you got a top from H&M, not H&M, but if you got a top from American Apparel, it wouldn't look like the same top from Hot Topic. Or if you got a top from Aerie, it wouldn't look like the same top you got. I mean, it kind of looked like the same top you got from Hollister, but it would be a little bit different. Or if you got it from Ralph Lauren, like all these brands represent different niches and different consumer bases. But now I feel like it's not the same anymore. So yeah. Other thing that I want to talk about is just people who truly care about sustainability and people who just use sustainability as a way to be cute, a way to feel like they're better than people. One, I feel like it costs to purchase and care about sustainability. The same way it costs to buy healthy foods or to, afford a health. It costs to live a better lifestyle, to live the lifestyle that everybody preaches of eating healthy foods, working out, having the best health care, dental care, skin care, makeup care, clothes. It costs. If you're living on 20 or 30,000, you can afford to care about fast fashion or any type of thing. All you can afford about is what you can. You're eating junk food, you're eating poor food, you're working out by watching YouTube videos, if that, because you're always working to stay alive. And then you have people on the other side who are making $100,000. They can afford to buy this legging that was handcrafted and hand created by a specific brand, or eat matcha green tea and eat the best Akshia bowls or all this type of stuff that costs money. So my whole thing is just, it's okay, if you are not able to support the eco-friendly plant-based brand, because it's not in your budget and it's not realistic. But what you can do, if you do care about the cause and it is something that you represent, is just get into thrifting. Thrifting is an easy way to be able to contribute to just preventing this, I feel like, inevitable destination if we don't stop with just overconsumption, over consumerism, and just buying, spending. So if you can repurpose that tank, repurpose that top, repurpose that, do what you can that's within your budget and what's realistic for you. Another thing that I want to talk about in terms of sustainability is be wary of brands. A lot of these big corporations who preach about sustainability, to be honest, I don't trust it. There's so many people we saw the same thing with food companies and food brands when GMO came out and everybody was GMO, genetically modified organism. What is that? What's a GMO? GMO, and now it's GMO free. And then it was like, even with hair care, it was no parabens, and that's paraben's free, silicone's free. They're just throwing labels on it. But we as consumers, are we really going to test it? Are we really going to see? And they know that, and they just slap it on, and they don't really have to be held accountable. So I feel like if you want to shop eco-friendly and want to feel like in your gut this may actually be eco-friendly, I would suggest going to smaller niches, boutiques, and brands and looking at their story on how they got started. If they got a YouTube channel, watch how they craft their and just try to get a sense of authenticity and genuineness from them, and then buy with them and buy pieces at them when you can and if you can afford it. And what other thing did I want to say about sustainability? In the end, I guess it's going to be a short, cute live. What I want to say about sustainability is just don't be too hard on yourself. Same thing, I feel like with anything, when it comes to health, it's always this goalpost of what we should be, what we shouldn't be, what is healthy, what isn't healthy, what is fake food, what is real food, what is sustainable, what's not sustainable. And it makes the consumer feel like, what should I do? I want to be smart, but I also want to look cute at the same time, and I also don't want to go broke at the same time. What do I do? And I feel like, do what you can. Don't let these people or society or everybody try to bully you into being, this, whatever it is. Shop sustainable if you care about it and if that's something that's important to you. Because if you don't, you won't. You'll go back to your old habits, and that's okay, but that's you. So I feel like Do what you believe in, do what you can at that capacity. Some people, same way with charity, some people can go on a mission and spend a year in a country donating, giving back, and some people, all they can do is when they have to register, donate 50 cents, but that's their impact and that's what they can contribute to that cause. Fashion in this whole is a, you know, it's a black hole. Hate to say it like that, but it is a black hole, and there's so many people and so many pieces and parts that has to come in play. It has to be an overall cultural shift and a cultural movement, and the only people who really can make that is us consumers, not just one two people who shop sustainable. It has to be a whole shift of an entire generation of people, but that shift can only come with having the money, having that mentality, and having a care for that. If you can't take care of your mortgage, if you can't take care of your basic human necessities, how can you care about fashion and how this piece was crafted or put together? And you can't even think that far because you can't think about what you're eating. So my thing is just, we as people have to be more cautious and more compassionate when we're trying to preach this sustainable method, and just be careful, because not everything that says it's green or says it's green or even promotes green is actually green. And that is, yeah, that's basically it. So me personally, I, you know, when somebody says something is sustainable or it's parent free or it's gluten free, even makeup brands, no cruelty, animal cruelty free, this and this and this, I just take it with a grain of salt. If I want to buy something, or if I want to buy something and I want to feel in my heart that it actually is, I just go to the authentic. Even me, like with my skincare, my skincare routine is kind of extensive, but not really. I use some natural products like African black soap, shea butter, and toner and all that good stuff, rose water. And I could get my African black soap from Shea Moisture, and I kind of could be like, is this real or is it authentic? I could do that, or I can go straight to the regular hood beauty supply store, and I know it's going to be guaranteed authentic. Same thing with shea butter. I can go on Walmart, get the store brand shea butter, it may not be real, or I can go straight to the real cheap plastic container and know it's going to be the real deal. So that's usually how I do it. And when it comes to fashion, I love sustainability and I care about sustainability, but I also like to have fun. I also like to just experiment and play with fashion. And I also know this is fashion and sustainability is a larger elephant than people like to acknowledge, and it's deeper than just one girl or one 16-year-old girl or one 22-year-old girl passing up on shopping at Shein, So that's my take on sustainability and how to shop responsibly. Do what you can at your pace and at your peace, and do it because you love it and because you care. And that's basically it. Thank you all for stopping on my live. My next live session will be next Tuesday. I don't really know the exact date, nor do I know the topic, but I will be mentioning it on my YouTube post before I actually post the video. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, I have a Spotify podcast. I will leave the link down in the description. It is called Amari Jazz Fashion Files, and that's basically where you can just listen to the audio version of the videos that I already posted on YouTube and a little bit more else. So yeah, that's my take on how to shop responsibly within sustainable fashion. So see you in my next one.